Everybody, it's your boy Wardy, and as you see, we're back at it talking about the Amazons, and we're not walking with Wardy, but we are on the go. I'm currently en route to the New York Rangers at Washington Capitals game right now, so to all the Flyers, Capitals, Penguins, Devils fan, wherever you're a fan of Islanders, of course, I'm sorry if I offended you, but yes, I am a Rangers fan, but that is not why we're doing this video. We're doing this video because a key report came out today from Mike Rodriguez, who is a Dominican reporter for MLB, stated that yes, since yesterday, Blake Snell has been in contact with two teams in particular, one of which being the Boston Red Sox, the other being the New York Metropolitans. So I want to know your initial reactions, thoughts, comments, questions, and concerns down below, because for me, my immediate reaction to this is until we find out further reporting, I'm really taking this with a grain of salt. Again, this is the same Mets team that basically has been preached all offseason long under David Stearns that they wouldn't be doing these types of contracts for pitchers not named Yoshinobu Yamamoto because they don't really fit the 2025 and above bill. You know, Blake Snell, as talented and as great of a talent as he is, he's already 31 years of age. He's looking for a contract north of $200 million. I can't imagine that he has a market nearly as big as maybe what was perceived to be. We know he turned down a $150 million contract offer, I believe over 5 years, from the New York Yankees, which made the Yanks pivot to everyone's favorite pitcher, said absolutely nobody, and Marcus Stroman. But now Blake Snell's market is a very interesting one. And even if this is a report that we should take with a grain of salt, I still want us to have the discussion because what are the pros and the cons of Blake Snell, right? Because the pros are certainly this guy won a Cy Young in both the AL and the NL. And he's done a great job in doing that, especially in his walk years. This past season, in 180 innings, had just around a 2.2 or so ERA. However, his expected numbers weren't great. You know, he definitely had luck on his side, was an absolute killer with the strikeouts. However, 230 plus Ks this past season, over 11K per nine. But what is my biggest gripe with Blake Snell? Padres fans will tell you this, Rays fans will tell you this. It is that walk rate. It is absolutely putrid. But the craziest thing about Blake Snell is that even though he walks everyone and their mother, he will then strike out the ensuing next 3, 4, 5, 6 batters. He is so bizarre. It's basically he's walking somebody or he's not doing anything. You know, it's either walks or he's striking you out. There really isn't much in between. And as appealing as that might be to some people, you know, you think to the normal Mets fans that go through the cardiac moments every single game, think of the old Jeurys Familia saves, right? Imagine that on every fifth day basis with Blake Snell, where again, he's carving up batters. He might have 12 Ks, but it was backed by, say, 4 to 5 walks at least in the game. So it's an interesting one when evaluating Blake Snell. When you go through his baseball savant numbers, they're absolutely beautiful. There's only one percentile where you find him all the way in the blue, meaning that it's a poor number in across Major League Baseball. And that's his walk percentage. Everything else when it comes to his run values on his fastball, his off-speed pitches, his breaking pitches, all those things are fantastic. He is truly one of the most elite pitchers in Major League Baseball today. And do not get me wrong, if the Mets somehow, some way went out of their way and signed this guy, I would be happy knowing that their rotation is far more rounded out than I was initially believing heading into the season. But I would understand the criticisms because of the frustration it's going to give with this intense walk rate, along with the long-term aspect of said contract. If you're signing him to north of $200 million, you know, you're looking around a 7-year deal, right? And that's something where the Mets, again, you're focusing on 2025 and above. It's hard to imagine how this really fits in the mold of what they're trying to do. It completely contradicts what reporting has been throughout large parts of the offseason. But I guess at the same time, you never know, right? Because this offseason has been fantastic on contradicting each other with every single little report, small to big. And David Stearns did make note when he was speaking on both Harrison Bader and Luis Severino and that presser the other day that, you know, he was pretty adamant that they're not done adding pitching, that they're going to continue. They're perpetually continuing to look for starting pitching. Whether they will be able to acquire another starter or not has yet to be seen, but they're very active in that market, and in particular the trade market. But maybe it is still the free agent market after all, which I think leaves even more questions, which with how deep was this Shota Imanaga pursuit or lack thereof, because he had a rather underwhelming contract versus what the reports were indicating, north of $100 million. He only gets 50 or so guaranteed. I know it can get north of 80 million on that contract if everything goes right, but point still stands. It's really interesting to see what the reporting has been so far this offseason, how contradicting it has been, and how much it has caused a lack of credibility, unfortunately, in this space for us fans trying to figure out what we should take, you know, what more than grain of salt, just a grain of salt versus actually taking it, beyond that, beyond face value, and actually saying, okay, this is legit, this is a big deal. But regardless, Mets fans or whoever you're a fan of, I want to know your reactions down below. How do you feel about the news that the Mets may be connected and currently in talks with Blake Snell? Do you like that idea? Do you not like that idea? Like I said, until we find out further reporting, I would not buy into this much. I think that there's more truth behind the Jorge Soler rumors as of late, where the Mets have a good amount of interest, than would be the case here with Blake Snell. But of course, it could be proven wrong because I've been proven wrong many, many times while covering this team. So regardless, let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for consistent coverage on all things Mets all offseason long. This is your boy Wardy signing out. Peace.